guys, welcome to Astro Fitness. Today I'm going to be sharing 4 of the best tips you need to know if you're a calisthenics beginner to help you make the most progress with your training. If you're new to calisthenics, it can be quite difficult to know what to do and what to expect from your calisthenics journey, so this video will just help to give you some very useful tips that you can use right from the very beginning of your journey right till the very end to help you learn those calisthenics skills that you've always dreamed of doing. If you enjoyed the video, then remember to hit the like button and subscribe, and if you really enjoy it, then make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever your favorite social media platform is, so that your friends can learn these awesome tips as well. The first tip every calisthenics beginner should know is master the basics. It's super important to master the basics. The basics being push-ups, pull-ups and dips, because these are the foundational calisthenics skills from which all advanced calisthenics skills are derived from. It's virtually impossible to do any advanced calisthenics skill without first having mastered the basics. By master the basics, what I mean is the first major goal you should have as a calisthenics beginner is to be able to do 10 push-ups, 10 dips and 10 pull-ups easily. That will give you the perfect foundation from which you can build to learn all those advanced calisthenics skills. For example, if we take an advanced calisthenics skill like the muscle up, essentially what it is 2 calisthenics skills in one. It's an explosive pull-up and then at the top it's a straight bar dip. But in order to learn the muscle up and in order to do those 2 portions of it, you first need to have a strong foundation in pull-ups and you need to have a strong foundation in dips and push-ups, because in order to do that initial explosive pull-up, you need to get comfortable with pull-ups. You need to be but I can't even speak, I'm getting so passionate about it. You need to be able to do at least 10 pull-ups easily before you can attempt that explosive pull-up. Once you can do that explosive pull-up, then you'll be able to get the height needed to come over the top of the bar. But then when you're at the top of the bar, what is it? It's a straight bar dip. And in order to do straight bar dips, you need to get very comfortable with regular dips, because straight bar dips are slightly harder. So when you master dips and you're at the top of the bar at the end of the muscle up, you'll be able to push up no problem because you have a strong foundation in dips. It's really important that you master the basics and you have a strong foundation before you progress onto other advanced calisthenics progressions and skills. A, because it will just help you along your journey. B, because it will help you avoid injury. And C, it will just help you to build the muscular strength and endurance you need anyway in order to progress onto those advanced calisthenics skills. Because you can't do a front lever if you can't do 10 pull-ups in a row. You just can't, it's impossible. So yeah, you make sure that you master those basics, make sure you create that strong foundation, make sure you're able to do 10 push-ups, 10 pull-ups, 10 dips easily. I've made an entire video about this. That's why it's so important. I dedicated an entire video to this. So if you want to check that out, it's down in the description below. Definitely watch it if you're a calisthenics beginner, because it's very important. The second tip for calisthenics beginners is don't rush. Calisthenics skills generally take months, if not years, to learn, and that's part of the reason why they're so impressive, because when you see someone doing something like a front lever or a human flag, there's a part of you that implicitly recognizes that it must have taken months, if not years, to learn that skill. It would have taken months of dedication, hard work, consistency to learn that skill. So that is the whole reason why these calisthenics skills are impressive, because you know that it took a long time. If they were easy to achieve, everyone would be able to do them, but most people can't do them, and that's because they do take a long time to achieve. They take a lot of consistency and a lot of dedication. So don't get frustrated, don't try and rush. If you're not making the progress that you've seen other people on YouTube or the internet make, don't get disheartened. Don't think, oh, well, I'm no good for this. Like, seriously don't, because it takes a long time. It takes a long time for your joints, your tendons, your muscles to adapt to these extreme calisthenics positions, because they are extreme. There's nothing in your day-to-day life that you do that replicates or even comes close to replicating how extreme, like the extreme tension these exercises place on your muscles. So it takes time for your body to adapt and adjust to this new stimulus, because it is very intense and your body needs time to adjust. Your tendons need time, your joints need time, everything needs time. So this stuff does take a while. For example, when I first learned the front lever, it took me about 3 years to learn. That was mainly because I was very inconsistent with my front lever training, but it was also because it just does take a long time to learn. Like, these things are very intense. So Don't get frustrated, don't get disheartened, don't get disappointed, just keep on it, stay consistent. These things do take a long time to learn. There are also many factors that go into how quickly you're able to progress with calisthenics, and I'll talk about some of them now. One of them is your nutrition. Obviously, if you've got better nutrition, you will make more progress, you'll make better progress, you'll be able to train more consistently, you'll be able to get more out of your gym sessions, you'll be able to just make more progress overall. So make sure that your nutrition is good. Another one is finding a training style that works for you. Sometimes it can take a long time to figure out what training style works for you, whether you prefer training more intensely, you prefer doing higher reps, or you prefer doing lower reps, or whatever. It takes time to find a training style that works best for you. You can only do that through experimentation, and that takes a long time. But don't let that put you off. It's fun to experiment, and this is another tip that I'll talk about shortly. But for now, just know that it may take you a little bit of time to work out how you like to train. It may take you a little bit of time to work out what works best for you. So again, that can determine how quickly you make progress. Some people are able to figure out their training style like that. Other people, it takes a long time. It took me a long time. So once you figure that out, you'll be able to make faster progress. Your height as well is another big one. Generally, shorter calisthenics athletes tend to have an easier time with progression. They tend to progress faster because they're shorter and lighter. Inversely, taller calisthenics athletes who are taller and heavier, they tend to find it a little bit tougher to progress. But if you're a tall calisthenics athlete, don't let that put you off, because it is very much possible. I know heavyweight calisthenics athletes, and I know that they have been able to achieve these advanced calisthenics skills. It is possible. You just need to put in the work. That's all it is. So don't sit there and be like, oh, well, I'm tall, or well, I'm heavier, so therefore I can't do it. No, you can. Just put in the work. You can actually do it. And that's not to discredit the shorter athletes as well, because they do put in the work. Like, everyone who gets to that advanced position, they all put in the work. But I'm just saying for encouragement, because I know that a lot of taller people do get put off. No, you really can do it. So yeah, don't let that put you off. But it's just something, obviously, that we are all aware of. Lastly, here's something that many people don't really talk about or even acknowledge, and that is your base level of strength. Different people start calisthenics with different base levels of strength. For example, some people might start calisthenics with a really high base level of strength, and that's normally because they have a background in sport or some kind of physical activity or something else that allowed them to carry over the strength that they had in whatever they were doing before into calisthenics. Likewise, you get other people who start with a very low base level of strength. These people are often people who don't have a background in sport or any kind of physical activity. So, let me show you the difference that this makes. So some people, if you've got a really high base level of strength and you start calisthenics, I've seen people who have never tried any front lever progression before, and they were immediately able to go from the tuck front lever to the advanced tuck front lever, which takes a lot of people. It took me months. But you get other people with a very low base level of strength who can't even hang on the bar. So this is something that a lot of people don't take into consideration. So when you see people on YouTube making crazy fast progress, you see all these like progression videos and that, or if you see one of your friends making crazy fast progress, like, you've got to take into account their base level of strength before they even started calisthenics, because everyone's different. So again, if you're finding it difficult to start, or if you are finding certain progressions difficult, don't worry. It may just be because you have a different base level of strength to other people, and that's just normal. Like, if you want some inspiration, when I injured my shoulder, I couldn't even hang from the bar. So don't get disheartened. If you can't even hang from the bar, or if you can't even do a single push-up yet, don't get disheartened, because I couldn't, and I worked back up to being able to do like front lever walks and all this kind of stuff. So it is possible. Again, you just need to put in the work. Tip number 3 is one that most people don't even ever talk about on YouTube, which is crazy to me because I don't know why, but the tip number 3 is to experiment. You have to experiment with everything. Experiment with your training, experiment with your diet, because it's only through experimentation that you will find out what works best for you. One of the most common things that I get asked is, how many reps should I do? How many sets should I do? And it's like, I could tell you, and there are general guidelines, which I've made a video about, and the general guidelines are normally quite true for most people. So I definitely check that out. Again, that's in the description of this video. But to really know what works for you best, you have to experiment. And the only reason why I know what works for me is because I spent years experimenting on myself and experimenting on my training. How many reps works best for me? I realized that high reps, when it comes to building muscle, for example, if that's your goal, that was my goal. If it comes to building muscle, like super high reps, it didn't work for me. I did that for years. I was doing high reps for years. I was doing 15 to 1s where I do 15 pull-ups, 15 dips, 15 push-ups, then straight into 14 pull-ups, 14 dips, 14 push-ups, all the way down to 1. It was something crazy, like 120 reps of each exercise, and I'd do it in like 15 minutes. Like, I realized though, that didn't work for me. That works for some people, but it didn't work for me. And I know that is because, the only reason why I know that, sorry, is because I experimented with my training, I experimented on myself, I saw what worked best for me. So rather than asking people how many reps, how many sets should I do, I mean, it's good to ask because it gives you a general guideline, but experiment. See what works best for you. Like, as I said, the video that I've made about how to build muscle with calisthenics, that's very, very helpful. That provides excellent guidelines, and those are the guidelines that I personally follow. Sometimes I modify it depending on what my goals are. But yeah, that is a general guideline to follow, but you only really know what works for you by experimenting. So bottom line is, check out that video if you haven't seen it. And yeah, make sure that you experiment, see what works for you. Everyone's different, you'll be different to the person making the video. So yeah, see what works for you, experiment. The fourth and final tip is another one that most people on YouTube, most of these calisthenics people, they won't say. And I'll say this because I want you to make progress. Don't just watch me. That's my tip. Don't just watch me. Don't just watch my videos. I have very, very clear and very detailed and very good tutorials. I do. I personally think they're some of the best on YouTube. That's not me being big-headed. I've seen a lot of these YouTube tutorials. I've been watching them for years. That's how I learned calisthenics. So I have been able to take all of the best points and all of the key tips from those tutorials and put them into my videos into something that's easy and digestible for you. But at the same time, it's beneficial to watch others. It's beneficial to learn from others because sometimes they'll give you cues that I might not say that really help you. For example, when I was learning the front lever, I always bang on about the front lever because yeah, it's one of my favorite skills, and it's one of the only advanced skills that I've been able to relearn since my most recent shoulder injury. But when I was learning the front lever, I watched like so many tutorials. I won't say I watched all the tutorials because obviously that would be impossible, but I watched loads and loads of YouTube tutorials on how to learn the front lever. And I remember like they were all kind of saying similar kind of stuff. And then I saw one by Frank Madrano, and then he mentioned this thing that no one had ever said in any tutorial that I'd heard. And he said, squeeze your glutes. And I was like, hold on, that's a bit random. What do the glutes have to do with the front lever? But I tried it and it works. It works so well. So I only knew about that because I was just watching all of these tutorials. I didn't watch one and go, okay, well, I'll just hear what they say. Obviously, yeah, you can do that, but especially on YouTube, there's a lot of rubbish, and especially when it comes to front lever tutorials, oh my days. Front lever tutorials is one of the worst. There are people on YouTube who are making front lever tutorials who cannot front lever, and I mean at all. Like, they can't hold the full front lever. I'm not saying like they can do it, but they do it badly. Like, no, they can't hold it at all, and they're making front lever tutorials. I've seen it so many times. I've seen influencers with millions of subscribers, and they do that, and I'm like, what are you actually doing? So again, that's why it's also important to check out other videos, because there is, as great as YouTube is for learning something like this, it can be a little bit so yeah, make sure you watch if you're learning a new calisthenics skill, or if you're learning a new concept in calisthenics or something like that, just watch as many videos as you can. Obviously watch my channel because, like I said, I've been through a lot of these YouTube videos. I get all the best points, plus I use my own experience and my own knowledge as well. But also watch other people, because they might give you some very useful tips and very valuable insight that you might not get from me, and that you will not be able to get from others as well. So it's a win-win. So yes, thank you for watching this video. I hope it was beneficial to you. I hope it was very helpful. And yeah, thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, for everything else. It's grown so much. And yeah, I really, really appreciate it. So thank you. I wish you the best of luck with your calisthenics training, and I'll see you in the next video. Aha! I see you've made it to the end of the video. Yes! Yo, I am just about to start playing some bloopers from Cali Extra, which is a parody calisthenics radio show that I recorded with a couple of friends. If you are into calisthenics and you just want something lighthearted and entertaining to listen to while you're walking or while you're making some dinner or something, then definitely give it a listen because it is pretty funny. And yeah, here are just some bloopers, some outtakes from the recording process. Hope you enjoy it, and yeah, check out the full thing. The link is down in the description below.
Let's be honest, training legs sucks, doesn't it? The more you build muscle in them.
I'm sorry.
Hello everyone, it's me, Jody Lowe, and I want you.
Again, I'm sorry.
Hello everyone, it's me, Jody Lowe. Hello everyone, it's me, Jody Lowe, and I...
Well, Ashton. Alright. Of course it is, buddy. That's how... Of course it is, buddy. That's how balloons work, don't they? Get it! Get it!
Yes, I am here.
You sound like you are more German.
Genocide.
Maybe I'll add more breathing into the mic for a second take.
Genocide. Okay, picture this.
Wait, come closer. Yeah.
Okay, picture this. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Prosecco!
I'll get the chicken nugget.
Oh wait, no, that's you. Next.
You get the Prosecco and I'll get the chicken nuggets.
Oh, chicken nuggets.
Do it. Do it again from the coffin pot.
He left. Oh. This one's hard. This one's hard.
Then I have a train to a petting zoo in Wellingborough. Have a train, I'll come back. Have a train. Anything fancy. Right, I'm gonna go in again.
Come here and let me transform you. I will get you. I must begin my work now as a customer grows hungry. You will become one with the smith. You will serve the masses and you will make them smile.
Oh, you nailed that. Oh, oh, I can't believe you did that in one take.
You've been training our whole life for this one.
I had to cover my eyes.